Here are 7 reasons why I generally tell my family to not buy any more Tesla stock over than the amount that they are willing to lose. Number 1 is volatility. I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio, and I am perfectly fine with the volatility. I expect it. I know it's going to happen. I am very comfortable being 50% down, 75% down. From the top, I am okay with that. Most people simply cannot handle it. For example, this fund that over a long period of time, more than 10 years, averaged 29% annually. You would think all of the investors that put money in that fund would be making a crap ton of money. But actually, on average, investors lost money that invested in that fund because they would see the fund go down and they would freak out. They would think it's the end. This is it. And they would sell and lose money. So the fund made money, but they lost money. It's ridiculous. I see this with Tesla stock as well. People bought in at the top and now they're selling. This doesn't make sense to me. And I know this would also happen with some of my family members if I told them to buy Tesla stock. I know they just can't handle it. Number 2, holiday season is coming up. If I made my family buy Tesla stock, right now the stock is down. Now, I first bought in early 2019, and then I watched the stock go down about 50% from where I bought in. That was not exactly a great moment. But now Tesla's fundamentals are stronger. Tesla's making more money. The projected earnings for next year are staying very strong while the stock seemingly keeps dropping. I know it's a buying opportunity, but if I made everyone buy Tesla stock, all my family, and I brought that up, not all of them may feel that way. Because for me also, my income is high, so I can keep buying. Not all of them have high income exactly. And I like to enjoy Christmas and the New Year and Thanksgiving and all of the other holidays. I don't like the tension between family. And this is going to be 2.5. When they actually want to buy Tesla stock, I give them about 20 reasons not to buy. And if they start to question themselves, then I know they are definitely not ready. Simply, they don't know enough. I mean, if I can just throw out a few things like, do you know that the standard price to earnings ratio in the auto industry is about 5 and 10 is pretty high, and Tesla is many times over that? And if that scares them, and if their immediate answer is not, yeah, but Tesla is not a car company, if that's not the immediate answer, then I know they haven't done enough research. Go do some more research before you buy. Number 3, I naturally go against mainstream. That's just how I personally am. When I went to school, I wanted to be number 1 in my class. Then I competed in some place, even if it's something trivial even. I like to win. And that means you're going to make some people upset sometimes. So I am very comfortable with that. Many of them are not. Some are, but many are not. So with Tesla stock, literally exactly what you are doing when you buy it. And if you buy anything more than, let's say, 5 or 10% of your stock portfolio, that is the definition of doing the thing that you're not supposed to, at least conventionally. That's conventional wisdom is what's going. Whoa, woke up so early today. Can't even speak. Conventional wisdom is what I'm trying to say. Is conventional wisdom is going to tell you that's the wrong thing to do. Stupid is what it's going to tell you. But you see, I also want to be a billionaire, and none of my family members actually have that goal. So for me, I look at billionaires, and all of them pretty much concentrated their investments, at least early in their career, and then later they diversify. Number 4, ultimately, I want it to be their decision. Because if I push them, actively push them, if I use words like, you must buy Tesla stock, which I never use such words, I share what I am doing, but I never tell anyone, hey, you have to do it. I'm just sharing what I'm doing. So I want them to be responsible for their own decisions. They have to understand what they are doing. And whether they make money or lose money, I want them to take responsibility for that. Number 5, I have strong income. And I can recover quickly, very quickly, if I have to. I don't think, would be able to. I mean, if they lose money, like a big portion of it, it would not be good. I watch Tesla stock every day. If you are a long-term investor, you don't really need to. But what I mean by that is, it's not so much that you have to watch Tesla stock every day, but if you do not, and then you see a scary headline, like this Tesla stock bear case is $10, Morgan Stanley says, and Tesla stock a bargain as it nears Morgan Stanley bear case. I mean, you sometimes, this in 2019, if you don't watch the stock, you're like, what? It's going to drop how low? It's going to lose basically all of its value. Mind you, after all of the splits that we had, this would be something like 67-ish cents. If you are not familiar with a stock, and if you don't fundamentally understand it, then you see this headline and you're like, sell everything right now. Now, that was back in 2019. Today, I think it's much more easier to hold Tesla stock as a long-term investor because there are so many people that you can watch that share their thoughts about Tesla stock, and some of them are really sophisticated and smart. And it's just easier to hold the stock when you can have this sophisticated perspective of someone who is a long-term investor, who you know is reasonable, and who will speak in terms of what they actually think. And you know, it's not just a talking head on CNBC, just making their talking points that they have to make because they have some sort of hidden agenda or something. So it's not so much that you have to watch Tesla stock every day. It's more that you need to be familiar with what's going on so that you don't get scared when you do see a very bad headline, so that you do expect that. So I watched Troy's estimates very carefully because, for example, I read his Patreon, and he said that he expects some sort of further incentives in the US to happen before the end of the year. And sure, today it happened, a price cut. So I was well prepared for that in advance. And this way, it's just much more easier to hold the stock because then when you see a headline, you see it after you already know what happened. So then you know, oh, media. Why are you lying again? So instead of like, oh, what happened? What? Tesla is losing all of its demand? Like, you don't get scared like that. You don't get spooked like that. And you don't want to be emotional with your money. Number 7, even though Tesla stock is incredibly sexy and attractive, generally it is still advisable to use protection, meaning diversify. Jokes aside, what I'm saying is I'm basically married to Tesla stock, so that does not apply to me. Okay, now, seriously, all of the jokes aside, investing is never 100%, unfortunately. No matter how good the investment is, it's never 100%. In fact, anytime I hear something is guaranteed, that's when I'm like, oh, Something is fishy here. Something is going on here. I don't know. Looks suspicious. But then I run the numbers for myself. So I don't just take someone else's word. I do my own numbers. When I run my own numbers, the chance of me losing any of my money is significantly less than 1%. I can't see how it would be higher than 1%. But when I do my own numbers, it's under 1% for me. That is if I hold Tesla stock for 10 years. Of course, not financial wise, definitely not. But looking back, things that actually made me millions, more money than ever before, many times, if not most of the times actually, were times when initially I looked at it and was like, this seems too good to be true. I don't know. And then I structure it in a way where if a worse thing happens, then I am completely fine. And in a few cases, it didn't work out. But the few times that it did, the amount of money those things generated, it's a little bit, I was like, whoa, I did not expect that. So actually one of the lessons that I have for myself is, when you see something that's too good to be true, it probably is. But those few times it's not, you will miss on the biggest opportunity in your life probably. So you know how Elon Musk says that most things, when people say something is crazy, most things are actually, crazy. They cannot be done. But there are a few things that seem crazy, but actually are not. One such thing is electric vehicles. Another such thing is reusable rockets. Another thing would be the Everything app, the X app that Elon Musk is building right now. So while most people see something that's too good to be true and they immediately dismiss it, I do it the other way around. I see something that seems too good to be true, and then I try to actively disprove it. Until I can actually disprove it, then I assume maybe it is true. And usually it turns out, that was too good to be true. But a few times that it turns out it is actually true, that's when good things happen. But you have to be very careful. These are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. My name is Matt Posius, and these were 7.5 reasons why I tell my family to not buy any more Tesla stock than the amount of money that they are willing to lose. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet.